Ready. Oh, no.
Hey-o, live from wherever the hell Damien is right now. It's a Rawless Full Tuesday edition of Business Pants, joined as always by the Lurker and the Madman.
Whoa!
I'm a wet squirrel. In today's wet Home Depot leaf bag called April 12th, 2022, Twitter celebrates an 8KA.
What?
Emma plays a game. Matt, what's Matt doing today? Who are you making fun of today? You're making fun of a CEO from PF Chang?
No, I'm not making fun of the CEO as much as I'm making fun of
Yourself.
Business Insider's hard-hitting journalism.
Oh, I'm excited for this. I'm ready for this.
I just noticed on comparably.com that the PF Chang CEO gets a 58 out of 100 rated D. People don't like him. Sorry.
Oh.
It's not me. I
Oh.
didn't make the rules. Let's do this. Come on.
Let's do it.
All right, so here's my must Twitter update because I didn't have the internet for 2 days. I don't know if you guys covered this. Did you cover it?
Why don't you enlighten us
I'm gonna
with
cover
your
it.
thoughts? Because we've all been waiting.
Here it is,
Really?
the elusive 8K amendment. This story is called "When the 8K Becomes the 8K/A." It's a boy. In 5 short days, we went from the company will appoint Mr. Musk to the company's board of directors to Mr. Musk informed the company that he is not joining the board. It's actually already in the proxy too, which we'll get to later. So, which means we also went from Parag saying, "I'm excited to share that we're appointing Elon. It's going to make us stronger in the long term," to Elon's appointment. Elon shared the same morning that he would not be joining the board. I believe this is for the best. So I don't know.
Everything's for the best. Look,
He
kudos
did.
to
He started
Parag
with
for
the best,
spinning
and
it
with the best.
Bad way, or both ways, right?
Yeah.
Everything's the best.
So good one, Parag. So what gives? You guys can weigh in here because I don't really know the answer. Maybe Elon didn't like his ownership being capped at 14.9%. That's a contingency of his board seat. So Twitter domination is coming, you think?
Mm-hmm.
I think he's gonna either buy it or sell it for fun. I think
Sell
it's
it
all
for
for fun.
How about this one? Elon did not like that he would be appointed to the board subject to a customary background check and a completion of the company's DNO questionnaire. That's director and officer questionnaire. I would like to get my hands. I would like to get my hands on both of those. What exactly was in the background check? Was it like, do you smoke weed? Do you rage tweet? Do you call hero divers pedo guys? And what exactly was in the questionnaire? Was it, do you rage tweet at hero divers while high? Are you an annoying pissant troll? Did you suck on SNL? Have you only been married to people whose careers are defined by frivolous pop culture things like a Canadian fantasy author, an English TV actress, or a Canadian pop singer?
What? A lot of Canadians. I
How
didn't realize that.
about this one? Maybe he didn't want to be a fiduciary, to act in the best interest of shareholders. You think that's it?
Oh, well,
No! There we go.
When maybe Elon just wanted his freedom back. Here's what former SEC Chair Jay Clayton said: "When you go to on the board, your degrees of freedom as an investor are substantially restricted, and it restricts your freedom to operate." Could that be it?
I don't know. It does seem like you're painting some sort of big picture.
How about this one? Maybe he just didn't want to stop tweeting stupid Twitter shit, because that fun would have been over, right?
Yeah.
well, he needs to take that up with the SEC. That's not a Twitter problem.
Actually, it could be a Twitter problem.
It could be a titter problem is really what
Oh,
it
that's
is.
How
True
about
as
this
well.
one? Maybe Elon did not want to serve on a board with Egon. Yeah,
That's actually true.
There's a quote that's not being reported that I'll report here, and it is, "The world is not big enough for an Elon and an Egon."
I'm sorry, who can I attribute that quote
Yeah,
to?
whose quote is that?
Yes, that's true. There's a man on the board of Twitter called Egon Durbin, something we covered here. So that plausibility makes sense to me. And finally, maybe this simple one, maybe Elon did not want to serve on a board with 2 people, Parag Agrawal and Dr. Fei Li, who did not drop out of their doctorate program after 2 days. They actually stayed. Maybe he's just feeling overwhelmed by their expertise. Maybe that's just it.
Yeah, it probably is that more than anything. Although Elon did at one point admit in an interview that he was scared of Google, and the entire board of Twitter is basically
Google.
So
No.
maybe it was like it was easier to sort of sit in the back of the bus and yell at the bus driver than it was to actually,
Do you think
try to drive the bus.
there was was there a pre-board board meeting? Do you think they actually all showed up as adults and tried to get along and it just didn't work
No.
out? No. You think
No.
never even happens?
No.
Okay, I'm going to ask you this, Emma, because Emma seems to have the ideas. Matt, you look confused. Do you think that Parag and the Twitter peeps pushed him out? Do you think they pulled the plug, or do you think Elon pulled his own
No.
plug?
No.
I think he
You
pulled
think-
his own plug.
Okay.
Emma
So
is
you think it
correct.
really was? You think Parag was lying the second time? The first time when he said this is the best, he really did want Elon on the board. Elon on the
No.
board.
So here's
No.
what they recognized.
Yeah.
Bringing him into the board meant that they could give him a standstill agreement, which means he couldn't accrue more shares,
That was
and
good
they would
for
actually get
Twitter.
to control Elon Musk.
Another good
He
thing for
couldn't
Twitter.
tweet whatever he wanted, right?
Yeah.
Like he'd be stuck being a fiduciary. Elon realized this when some lawyers are probably sitting down writing the standstill agreement, saying like, here's what the rules are going to be. He gets like a care package in the mail that says, welcome to the Twitter board. Here's all the policies that we have that
Here's
you're
your
going to have to
questionnaire.
follow. Here's your questionnaire. We're super excited to bring you on board. And he's looking at all this stuff and he's being like, what? I thought it was just like I was going to like join and have fun. And he's got his personal lawyer saying, hey, by the way, because you didn't disclose your stake and you had to amend a 13D from a 13G, like now you're not a passive investor. That means all of those people who lost money in that period you didn't like tell people that what kind of investor you were, they're going to sue you and you're going to probably have to pay
Meh.
them.
He doesn't care about that.
I think Elon was like, all of this sounds like way
This
more
sounds
work.
Sucks. This sucks.
This legitimately sucks when all I wanted to do was take the W out of the word Twitter and have an edit button.
So
That's
what
all
I think what you're
wanted.
saying is that he's the kind of guy who makes decisions when he's really high, and when he comes down, he's like, "What did I just do?" That's what you're saying. Go
the
on
kinda
record. That's
guy-
what you're saying about Elon Musk.
He was in this because he's a billionaire and can do whatever he feels like, and then someone
That's the
later
moral
is
of the
like,
story.
by the way, there
Yeah.
are consequences to some things. Some things
That's the
have
moral of the
consequences.
story. Yeah. All right, moving on. What do you got,
Speaking of
Matt?
consequences, I'm going to give you some hard-hitting journalism. This story popped in our feed
No,
today from Business
true.
Insider. This is what you pay for. Business Insider is a subscription model, okay, people? Here's the headline. I'm the CEO of restaurant chain P.F. Chang's. I start my day at 6 a.m. and don't schedule meetings before 8. Here's what my morning routine is like.
Yes,
This is what people come for.
I do.
The CEO of P.F. Chang's is a man named Damola Adamolkan. I'm going to say it wrong. He looks like a very nice, smart man. And
Can I
Business
just
Insider.
Can I pause your story for a second here? Do you know that you routinely say everyone's name wrong? Why don't you ever look up how to pronounce people's names? What's wrong with you?
Where?
No, really, what is
resource
wrong
do
with
I
you? Emma
use
agrees.
for-
I know Emma agrees. What's wrong with you?
We can shame Matt for his lack of pre-production work
like,
off air, shall we? Let's let him continue with his.
As a
coordination
guy who was
process.
raised in a very Catholic mill town with the name Damian Rawless, it doesn't kill you to ask people how to pronounce their stupid names and how to spell them.
Oh, says the guy who says nuclear. All right.
Okay, well, I'm
moving
an
on.
idiot, but what's your excuse?
This is what Business Insider thought you needed to know. It was very important that Damola's deep wisdom on how to start your day gets out. So strap in. Ready? He
Yeah.
starts his day at 6 a.m. when he wakes up and he reviews yesterday's financials in his home office. Then he goes into the
Wow.
office. This is
Yeah.
in Scottsdale, Arizona, the headquarters. He goes in by 7:30 a.m. to sit down with his CFO, who's also there by 7:30. And to do the day's planning. It's an open door meeting. Means it's very casual. He said anybody can kind of like come and go.
meeting.
7:30 a.m. If you just
Who's
happen
there
to be
that
at the
early?
office
Yeah.
of PF
Yeah, right.
Chang's headquarters, just
Yeah.
come on in.
By the way, can we just stop again? Can we stop again?
Yeah.
The Chinese restaurant is headquartered in Scottsdale, Arizona. That doesn't feel
Well
very
known
yes,
for
sexy
its
it
to me.
is.
huge
I don't
Chinese
like that.
population. Yes. That's where
Could
it
you
was
imagine
founded.
eating Chinese food when it's like 120 degrees out? I would not enjoy that experience.
Yes, I can.
delicious.
I love
You
Chinese
can.
food.
Okay. Even in
He
the desert,
has-
you like it. Okay.
Yeah, the desert Chinese food's famous. He has a firm rule. No meetings are scheduled before 8 a.m. That's a firm rule.
Except
no
for the
meetings.
Wait, what about the open door meeting?
Except for the 7:30 a.m. meeting that
Oh.
he just had. Right? He didn't.
So
he
he
didn't
lied.
count that one.
Wow.
That was an
My
open
head's
door
spinning.
meeting. That wasn't a meeting. It wasn't scheduled.
Okay.
And I also have to mention that rule also doesn't apply for his meeting with his executive assistant, who he meets with before 8 a.m. to figure out what his meetings
Oh.
look like starting at 8 a.m.
So it's two. It's already two.
He actually has
meetings.
2 meetings before 8 a.m.
every day. Yeah.
And that's the whole article.
He doesn't have more of a day?
Well, this is
don't-
just what he does before 8 a.m.
I don't feel comfortable. We're here to shit on Business Insider. It's not our job. How dare
Can-
you?
Can you feel the wisdom? Look, Business Insider, if you want some fluffy articles,
Oh.
like there's war, there's plague, there's famine, there's cronyism, there's stonks and memes and inflation, all these things are happening in the world. But if this is what's going to be what we put out, you want some fluff? Here's the fluffiest fluff I can generate for you.
Wait.
I am.
Hang
yes.
on. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I thought I could let it go by, but I can't. I can't
Yes.
let it go. The PF Chang CEO starts his day at 6 a.m. not by like having a coffee, pooping, like brushing
me?
his teeth, doing whatever. He reviews his financials. If I ever find myself in a position where I need to review financials at
You'll
6
never have
a.m.,
financials. Never.
I just don't know what I would do with myself. Somebody
That's
needs
your-
to come get me.
This is your world order: pooping or reviewing financials. This is how you see
Well-
the world.
Yeah.
That binary.
That's
Yes.
it. That's what the world is. All right, here is the fluff for Business Insider. I am the CEO of Free Float, and I am going to walk you
Flea.
through what a real CEO's morning looks like. First, I never schedule meetings before 7 a.m. because 7 a.m. is the time when I'm frantically running between my kids' rooms to make sure they wake up before school.
Yeah.
Second,
Can't they wake up?
and they never wake up. I like to sit down over the Wall Street Journal and look at the day's economic trends.
I don't believe that.
Or I would if I wasn't burning scrambled eggs because my 4-year-old took a dump in the morning and needs help wiping her butt.
See?
So
Can't they eat
instead,
cereal? Can't they eat
instead, I ask the kids if they forgot any homework that we can do while we're eating rather than reading the Wall Street Journal. Third,
Yeah.
8 a.m. is when I'd like to start meetings. But usually one of my children is melting down before they get ready for the bus because they are not wearing pants or their jackets stop fitting them somewhere or they brush their teeth with petroleum jelly because the tubes look very similar to toothpaste. I don't know. It's just some meltdown is happening right now. Fourth, by 9 a.m., the kids are on the bus. They're in the school. The little ones at preschool. I sit down for my first meeting of the day, and it's usually with Ari, who tells me about her husband's dinner habits, or one of our consulting clients who needs help wiping their butt. That's what a real
Oh,
CEO
no.
day
No.
looks like. One up
No.
me, Zuck. Come on, let's do it.
I don't like that. Don't
what happened.
disparage. You're disparaging our clients. You're disparaging Business Insiders. This is all we have in our life. Those two things.
Uh-oh.
All right, let me wrap up.
Sad day.
Let me
Emma's
wrap
gotta
up on
wake
Twitter.
this morning for financials.
Twitter dropped its proxy today. Here, I want everyone to know what this company is against and what the company does not stand for. I know it's very excited by Twitter. Twitter's very excited by Elon joining the board, and they're very excited by Elon not joining the board. We know this, right?
Yeah, not against that either way.
They love both ends
Both.
of that.
Both
thing.
of that binary are
Here's what
great.
they definitely stand against, and I'm saying this mostly for Emma's benefit. They are against a shareholder proposal that is asking for the risks on the use of concealment clauses in the context of harassment, discrimination, and other unlawful acts. They are against a shareholder proposal asking the company to nominate a director who has a high level of human or civil rights experience. They are against a proposal asking for an audit analyzing the company's impact on civil rights and non-discrimination. They are against a proposal asking for an electoral spending report. They are against a proposal asking for a report on lobbying activities. They don't stand for that shit.
Yeah,
Okay?
get it out of here.
Against that stuff. Here's what they do stand for. They do stand for 130 to 1 CEO pay ratios. They do stand for a CEO who makes over $30 million. They do stand for a CFO, chief legal officer, and chief customer officer who make an average of about $17 million. And I just wanted to point this out before we wrap up. There's something fishy going on with chief legal officer Vijaya Gaddy, okay? Her personal security costs were $397,000, $329, but the CEOs were only $64,000. What's happening here? Why does she need so much security?
I just want to point out,
Yeah.
if you could maybe do a little work beforehand, it's Gad, not Gaddy.
Okay.
You pronounce it
And Twitter also employs her sister for $369,999. What's going on here? What's with all these 3s and 9s with the Gad sisters? Come on, somebody help me out. What's happening at Twitter? It's melting down.
This
I
is
feel
what real analytics look like.
Okay, Damien, do you happen to know how long she has been with Twitter?
Tell me, I don't know. Who,
Oh,
the
no,
sister
I'm
or the
asking
sister?
you.
Oh. Yeah, I will. Let me. I know I have it.
He
somewhere
knows
in my
that.
head.
It'll just take him a second to say it out
I
loud.
know I have it in the back of my brain.
Let me access my brain really slowly.
2014 maybe.
Here's my thing.
Yeah.
Is that Parag is relatively new.
Yes.
He doesn't necessarily know all the secrets that the chief legal officer knows.
Oh.
So my thought is potentially that she is at this point in time a more valuable asset than Parag.
So why couldn't they promote her to CEO? Why can't once again another chief legal officer who is a woman? Why can't a chief legal officer be a CEO?
I don't know. Do
Why
chief
is it
legal
always
officers
women are-
often become CEOs?
But the women are always, they're either chief legal officers or they're chief human resource officers. They're always women, and they never get promoted to CEO. What's the deal, people?
That's one of the things Twitter is against.
Come on.
Truly. All right, let's wrap this up, shall we?
Please, because I'm so meandery today, yeah.
So meandery today. Luckily for you, I am strict as anything. We're going in a straight line. We're talking about numbers today, people. It is quiz time. And this quiz doesn't have a name per usual, but this time it is because I couldn't come up with a good enough name that would make Matt and Damien laugh. And I also couldn't come up with a pun stupid enough that would make them roll their eyes at me. So this game is nameless.
I like puns. I like all stupid stuff.
I know you do, but I couldn't come up with one good enough or stupid enough. So I'm at this stupid crossroads of a title-less quiz. Anyway, moving on. I'm going to read a headline that is centered around a statistic with a percentage of some sort. I'm going to exclude the percentage from the headline, and Matt and Damien are going to have to guess what that percentage is based on the context from the headline.
I also dropped out of my PhD program. I just need to tell you that before. So.
Oh yeah, no.
How many days? How many days did you last?
I only made it. Well, technically, I made it less than 0 days because I never got accepted. So.
Okay, well that's
perfect.
Wait. Okay, I can't do
Go
that
ahead.
math.
Start the game.
All right. I suppose this game could be called Percentage Map Libs, but that kind of sucks too. So let's
That's
just
terrible.
play.
Yeah.
Yeah, not doing it.
I told you. All right. Headline number 1. Oh, it's quiet. There we go.
Bells.
1. Meta will charge creator fees up to blank percent to sell virtual wares in its metaverse.
Blank percent.
Yeah, how much do you think that Meta is going to charge people to sell their virtual wares?
Of up to blank percent. I mean, my first guess was 50, but that seems high.
No. It's going to be 5. 5%.
No, it's gonna be It's gonna be high.
No, sorry, 6.5.
Because
this
is a click.
6.5%.
No, it's a clickbaity. I feel like this is clickbaity. I'm gonna say 35. 30.
It's probably 17.
Damien, you should have. Oh my God.
What happened?
Damien, you should have stuck with your original answer because it is 47.5%.
Well, yeah, that's what I said. I said 50.
Yep.
I did know. I did know it would be high. Yeah.
You
Come on,
did
it's
know
meta,
it would
people.
be
It's
high.
meta. Come on.
It's true. I just don't. I mean, that's kind of outrageous. No, almost half of what your product costs. But I suppose it's all virtual, so it's all fake anyway.
It's
It's
a
fake
fake product.
money. It's fake products. It's
I don't
fake
know what we're talking
reality.
about. Yeah.
$30
I
trillion.
depressed myself.
All right, next one.
All right, next one. Number 2. Serious injuries at Amazon warehouse rose blank percent in the year since Amazon pledged to become Earth's safest place to work.
Earth's. I love.
Ooh.
First of all, can we focus on that pledge? Earth's safest place to work.
Yeah.
That's quite
It's
a
also
pledge.
hypothetically Earth's best place to work.
Right.
Well,
That's quite a pledge.
I mean,
Isn't
look, it already had a leg up. It's not like a coal mine in like Central Africa. So already we're starting, the starting point is already more safe than some
yeah.
of the least safe places to work. So it shouldn't be as hard as it sounds.
No.
And yet, I'm going to go with 24%.
That seems high to me. I'm gonna say 15 was the number that popped in my head.
That is correct. It is
Ooh.
15%.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I'm
It is
getting.
exactly 50%.
I don't. Yeah, that was pure luck.
You're not allowed to boo him just because you have
Yeah.
access to the media board.
The weird thing is that I kept thinking when I saw Earth's safest place to work, I was thinking of a nice like nursery school in Scottsdale, Arizona. Wouldn't that be safer?
I like to juxtapose it to as opposed to Mars's safest place to work. Like they like specifying Earth seems like the interesting
Right,
part to
right.
me.
We don't want to
Yeah.
exclude anything. We don't want to take
That's
any
true,
chances.
that's true.
Inclusion. We're about inclusion here.
All right, next one. Blank percent of interns view remote work negatively, study finds.
I mean,
That's gonna be high.
interns. Do we
That's
care
gonna
what
be high.
interns think anyway?
I don't care, but I know it's going to be high because I think that would be a sucky way to be an intern because
Yeah, it
you don't,
would
you don't get
suck
to
a
learn
lot.
the company culture.
Yeah, you don't
So-
figure out like that you hate Larry, the guy with the stapler.
Yeah.
Mm.
So it's going to be more than half. I'm going to say like 2/3.
Yeah, I was gonna go with 66%, but I will now go with 72%.
Cut off my chime. It is 70% of interns.
Wait,
who
we're
do
too
remote
good at
work
this game today.
Yes.
I feel like we're ruining the game by being good at it.
I know you are ruining the game by being good
Yeah.
at it. It's extremely annoying. All right, let's see if you can screw this one up, shall we? And finally, number 4. Russians on Forbes billionaires list have lost on average blank percent of their wealth over the past year.
Well, I want this to be like they've gotten richer. That would be the
Yeah,
outrage, right?
negative. It's not. It's gonna be like
10%. I don't know. I don't know this one. 10.
I'm gonna go with 37%. Oh.
Yeah, I can't give that one to you. It is 27% of their wealth. They have.
Oh,
on
give it
average
to
lost
him. Come on.
Yeah,
It's the
pretty
same
good.
thing.
10% off.
That's pretty good.
Oh, come on. I mean, if you squint, you got a 7.
Come
The
on,
7's
look at
impressive.
that.
No.
Look at that.
Okay,
Look at
if that rule applies, then 97 would also be close.
Yeah,
if it
90,
also has
you
a
did it,
70.
Matt.
All
this is
right, that's
too-
all I
it-
got. You guys suck at being good at this.
Those kind of things are too like fuzzy math to me. I don't really because they lost 27% of their wealth according to Forbes, but Forbes doesn't know the stuff that they stashed over here and they hid over here and they cryptoed over here.
It
and they
wasn't according
NFT'd
to
over
Business
there.
Insider. It wasn't according to Business Insider, and that's all that matters. That was Business Pants. I am Matt Muscardi. It's Damien Rollis and Emma Lurking. We're Free Float Media. If you like this, come back. You know what, people? I want to pause for a quick second. Damien hates it when I do this, but I'm going to pause for a quick second.
Oh,
You can cut this from the podcast.
don't ask
We
for
do
reviews.
not pay any of these stupid social media companies for advertising. We hardly are on them because they're evil and everyone should hate them. Literally, I just read a story by Jonathan Haidt this morning, who is a professor who does sociology, and he did a study that shows that people are dumber because of social media. He proposed that this is the dumbest 10 years in human history
So,
because of social media. It was like the one thing.
Mm-hmm.
We don't advertise. We rely on you to tell your colleagues, your
What is this, like
mom,
Begathon? What
your
is he doing?
uncle to listen to this show, spread it around because this is the only place you can get useless information that we give you. So go do that. And then when you're done with that, come back and listen some more. Goodbye.